going to do things a little bit different. I'm going to run through the troops and tell you all about their strengths and weaknesses and how they're best utilised. Now, before I do that, I'm using my own account here rather than the Andy account because a couple of people pointed out it's easy for Andy, and it is because he's got things like the bulwark and the shrooms and those sort of things fully enhanced up to level 30, which means he's got like 30% strength on those to start with. Now, some of you do, some of you don't have the Fire Phoenix. For those that do, I do suggest you feed it because that's 50% extra strike power. And the other thing is the MMM, although mine's only level 11, so I'm not getting much out of that in troops' health, which is why I need this guy over here, which gives me 50%. But whether you can get them or not, you can only get those ones out of the spire. But the first thing you do when you log on, of course, is always check your Magic Academy. I've just logged on and I was lucky enough to find an unleashed unit there. So I immediately pounce on anything that's an enhancement inside the Magic Academy. Alright, so let's first of all talk about troops. Alright, so in your barracks, you've got your swordsmen or axes. Everyone's got archers, mage units, although humans got priest. We've all got a heavy melee and a heavy range. Now, the swordsman, he's quite good against light range units or mage units if you can get to them first. Now, that's the big if. If you start him in the number 1 position against light range, you'll normally knock him over. Or if it's a sorcerer who has to get within three steps to do any damage, you can do damage against them. But to me, they're just cannon fodder. If they get killed, it doesn't worry me because I get them most of them for free. How I get them for free, of course, is from the bulwark, which most of you should have. Other free troops, you get these in your the Orc Strategist. You can pick these up in your Magic Academy, and also I don't have any of the round ones here, but there's also, let me see if I've got any in here. These ones here, which will give you the Crocodilians, I call them, or Valurians. But they're free, so you know they're the first ones I'm going to use in most battles. Now, if you have this guy here, before you ever pick up your troops, if you've got plenty of feed bags, always feed your brown bear because he gives you an extra 50% on the troops for a period of 12 hours. So if you're doing lots of troop gathering on the day, always enhance the brown bear. Now, coming back to our troops over here, as I said, he's pretty much cannon fodder. He's okay against archers or priests if he gets first strike. Now, your archer, he's your main weapon anywhere. Very good against mage units and heavy melee units. He does die pretty easily against either swords or heavy melee. Oh, sorry, heavy ranged. But again, because of his distance and his strike distance, he can move 3 and fire 4. He can stand back a bit and take fire and keep out of their range. At least gets 1 or 2 shots in before they get to him. Your priest, well, everyone knows what priest or sorcerer can do. Good against heavy melee, good against all the heavy units. Again, these will die easy against archers, Cerebus, or swordsmen. Your heavy melee, this guy's probably your general of the troops, very good against heavy range units and light melee units, so if there's any swordsmen around, he'll take them out pretty quickly. He is susceptible to archers and to sorcerers and priests, so be aware of that when coming up against them. Make sure you do your mix of troops. And the last one we got over here, of course, is our heavy range. He's good against light melee and light range. Now you see all those on the first barracks, every one of these soldiers is 4 stars to either their enemies. So they're 4 stars to either light range or mage units. You get into your specialist troops when you get into your training grounds and your mercenary camp. As you can see here, this guy is extremely good against mage units. He's okay, reasonably good against light range, but not exceptional. Supposed to be even with troops of his own sort. Other dogs, he's okay, but if you come up against swordsmen, he will get battled. The thing I like about these is the strike back system you can have with them. If he gets hit, he hits back. So anything that's in one space of him, he actually gets a strike back. Same with the swordsman, they do the same thing in the axemen. This guy's also got strike back, poison dart. I think I thought he had strike back, but maybe he doesn't. But again, this guy's your best option against heavy melee units. As you can see, 5 stars, not as good against mage units, but if you've got a mixture of enemies which are all heavy melee and maybe 1 or 2 mage units, you can just go with your dryads. Now this guy here is extremely good against heavy range units. Not so good against heavy melee because he's like the sorcerer. He's got to get within 3 paces of the enemy. So he's always going to put himself, or she's always going to put herself in range of either the heavy ranged or the archers or anything else. So you quite often only get 1 shot with them. But again, if you come out against mainly heavy ranged and perhaps other mages, because they are equal against other mages, then an excellent unit to use. Now this guy here, I don't ever make them because they use orcs to make them, and if I'm going to make anything, and he's slow. He's good against light melee units, but that's about all. Heavy range is just okay. If I'm going to use orcs to make anything, I'll make this guy here. He's extremely good against light ranged units, extremely strong against them, so he doesn't get hurt much. Not so bad against light melee units. So again, if you've got a mixture of light ranged and light melee, he's an excellent soldier. Not much good against the heavy stuff though. Now, your mercenary camp. This guy here, I never use him. He's supposed to be very good against light range, but the ones I got there I got for free out of the events we've had. He does have strike back. Supposed to have extremely good heart, but when I have used them, I've noticed they die very easily, particularly against their own kind or heavy ranged. So I don't use them a lot. Other people might use them. Good strike ability and good heart, but I've never seen it. This guy here again, I don't use him. I'll use these 2 in preference. He's supposed to be very good against heavy mage units, but he's very, very weak in defense. Only 537, as you can see there. So he gets killed quite easily. If you've only got mage units, you can use him, but otherwise I use the other 2. This one here is also my go-to for basically everything, either heavy melee or heavy range, because he's got a range of 5 shots. So he can shoot from 5 squares away, means she can keep out of range. She can only move 2, but that's okay. It's the range that will get people, so she can get into range, fire off a shot, and then back off before the others can get to her. So quite a good one there. Excellent against heavy melee units and heavy range units. Well, not as good against heavy range units, but I use her most of the time anyway. This one also, as I said, these ones you can get for free by using those smoking pots, whatever they call them. Very good against heavy range units or light melee, reasonably good against light melee units. If you've got a mixture of the two, I'll always use him as my go-to. And finally, the frogs. Now, frogs are exceptional. You've got the mortars as humans that do the same thing. They'll fire the full length of the field. So this guy can stand back against light melee units, exceptionally strong. Also use him against light range units because of his range. He can shoot right across the field and knock them out before they even get near him. So very good soldier, not that strong, will die reasonably easily, but will take them out as well. Okay, so that's explaining his strength. Now let me just show you in action. Let me see. It's 17 minutes left on that, so we'll go over to the tournament, because I have noticed that troop mix here is quite different. So here we've got three types of archers. We've got a Cerberus and one of these. Now this is only number 1, or fight number 1, so they're quite weak. So to take them out, I'm probably either going to use, I can see them here, a couple of swords, and I'll just run him out with that. Now he's good, he's equal with this guy, but because he's only the one of them, I'm just going to go with auto fight. And you can see no damage there because it is an early stage. In the first 5 or 6 fights, as you're probably aware, up to 10, the fights are reasonably easy with very few losses. Now this guy, he'll hopefully get within range. The worst ones are those ones where they've got that whole range of trees and things, and they can only come around one side. If you're not aware of it, they've got mages, they're going to knock you out before you get a chance to get to them. But that's rare. That's probably once or twice in every tournament. So that one will go there. We need to worry about this one. Archer for him. Heavy melee for him. And a priest for that one. So again, matching troops for like works quite well in your tournament. Well, wait till we get up into something a little bit harder. Okay, so here we've got 2 heavy melee, heavy ranged, two archers, and a light ranged. So in this one I go to my go-to troops, which is this guy, that guy, this guy, that guy, and this guy. And again, because I've got them pretty well matched, just auto fight. And as you can see, quite simple to get through that one. Now then, up here the fights are going to be a lot tougher once we get into the high range. So I'm going to use him because they're going to draw some fire from this guy and possibly that one. Now I think I'll go with one of these. Actually, I'll go with 3 of those because they'll match up pretty well with that one. But I'm going to put an archer in the 5th row because the 5th can also reach the 3rd. So if you know your positions on your field, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 3 and 5 are on the same side as 1, and 2 and 4 on the other side. And the last one I'm going to put in the archer. Okay, so I lost the archer, but all the other troops got through. Okay, do one more over here. Now again, we've got a mixture. Well, these ones, I could use one of these. but I'm going to go with my go-to troops here. Auto fight. And as you can see, by using the right troops, I can't emphasize this enough, if you use the right troops, any fight is winnable. Now, of course, sometimes you've just got to fight manually. Okay, so this one, of course, we know archers are going to kill him. We could either use this one or the banshees. We're going to use those two. And for these two, obviously the strongest troop I've got is that one. Remember, he's 5-star against archers. Okay, so that's enough of that. What I'll do now is go back to the world. I think I'm on gate 3 on the spire. So I'll just run you through that one as well. Now, of course, when you're on the stage 3 of the spire, of course, you've got double fights all the way, except at the main gate where you've got a triple. Now, this one is quite easy, but here it's not because they're throwing the archers in to mix it up. So I'm going to look at this one and choose my troops to fight against that one. So there. Frogs will also take out the light melee as well. So excellent choice in this case. So where do I want? 1, 2, 3, 4. I knew the first one was going to be easy. Next one, because it's got the archers, I expect to take a few losses, but not too many. Not too bad at all. I like 5 hours timings. Okay, so we're going to mixture priest, heavy melee. Well, we know archers will take out those 3, and we know a priest or a sorcerer will take out those 2. But what's wave 2 got? So they're all archers to take them out. But we know the mages will also combat those 2. So in this particular case, I'm just going to go with archer, my favourite girl, and another archer. Again, very little loss. Very little loss. Now, I don't like someone, I think it was Monty, was saying the other day that he hasn't seen certain enhancements in the MA for quite some time. Well, I have not enhanced the archers in this one because I just don't have it. So again, if you choose them the right way, the thing is, if I'm going archer against archer, I'm not as strong as I would be if I had an enhancement in place. So for this one, we'll put an anti-archer into place, 5-star. We'll then go the 3 archers. Now, this guy's not as good against him, but he's just going to, yeah, so I'm just going to stay with him. And again, I'm going to auto fight because I can, and because I know these are going to win easily, just auto fight. Oh, I lost some troops. Okay, so the triple. This is where they get a bit tougher because you've got to plan for the 3 in advance. So all archers. That changes complexion. Okay. Alright, well, now we need some archers in amongst this for these ones. We know heavy melee will also, heavy range will also do some damage against these guys. Alright, so we're going to run with 2 of these and 3 of them. One because they're better against these, because I'm pretty sure they have strike back. I'm going to manual fight in a moment just to show you. In fact, I might do that this one. Manual fight just to double check on that, whether they do have strike back. But they're exceptional against the heavy range, which are coming up, heavy melee, which are coming up in the next 2. Okay, so let's go with manual fight. I think he's just struck back, so I'm sure they do have strike back. Okay. Who's the most dangerous here? This guy's got more troops than anyone else. Don't think I can reach him. So I think we're just going to take him out. Now this guy can move, but can only be 1 step away to do any damage, but he can move 4 squares. So I'm just going to back away from him rather than lose any troops. We'll knock this guy over. Now the reason I moved him up there is if I put him here, this guy would get to him. And you can easily check to see where your opposition can get to by just doing that. He'll do very little damage to that guy. He's also got strike back capability, so I'm going to put him in here. That covers that guy. Not that it should get to him, because the time we get to him, they're all going to be dead. Okay, so that was the harder one, because we had 4 archers against us and a choppy. And the next one should be easier, because we've only got 2 archers and the rest are heavy melee. So again, I'm going to manual fight just to show you this, but these guys are easily taken out. We just need to take these 2 guys out first. So that's the key, folks, is to take out your most dangerous opposition first. Now this guy's got strike back, so we want him out of the way, and he's a dead man. Now if I go up there, I'm going to get within his range. At the moment, she's already within his range. I can't reach anything, So I'm just going to hold back. Oh, can't get to him. Alright, so we'll just move him around the way out of there. Get you over there and do some damage. Clean him up. Okay, so out of these, the most dangerous is that one. Why? Because he's got a range of 2. He can actually strike from 2 squares away. So he's got to be the first one we take out. Now this guy's only got a range of 1 square. So I could just move this guy around to be in position. But he's going to chop me in the head and kill me, so I'm going to get it out of his way. I'm going to move this guy here where he can't get me. But he may draw towards me, which means the archers get a good shot at him. Because this guy's only got 1, can only chop 1 spot as well. He's not like the other one. He can't reach me. Can't reach me. And can't reach me. So I want to draw this guy up towards me, but leave room for these guys to maneuver. Excellent. Now if I move this guy to there, which is 4 spot, he still can't reach me, but I'm going to block this guy. So I'm going to go around to this side and hit him from there. And now I can move that 1 spot and take him out. So again, as you can see, if you move your troops away, back away when necessary, and use the strike troops to do the damage on the ones you want to do the most. Okay, again, so we've got the 2 archers here, and again, it'd be very similar to the last one, but I will manual fight again just to demonstrate one more time. So the thing with auto fight, your troops are going to attack all the time. With manual fight, you can attack, retreat, attack, retreat. So again, we want to take this guy out as the most dangerous. You shitty little coward. Okay, well, I'll put you up there. I'll put you to there. Okay, so I want to keep out of his range. Remember, he can strike 2, so if I went to there, he'd be able to get me. Where here he can't. Now, unless I can take him right out, which I think I can, I'm just got to be wary that I don't get within range of these other guys. I'm not. Now, always draw back to your maximum range as well. We don't want to give anything a chance to get to us. And now from here on it should be quite easily. I did get within range of him, But of course, because he'd been substantially weakened, didn't do a lot of damage. Now this guy can only move 2, so I've just got to keep my 4 spots away from him and I'm out of danger. This guy can only move 2 as well, and I've only got a strike of 1, so these won't, just keep them out of the way. Now I'm going to move within range of this guy, but I'm pretty sure that the 3 of them will pretty much wipe him out anyway, but it also keeps me out of his range. Yeah. Now I can't, he can move 2, so I can't get out of his range now. So rather than get out of his range, I'm going to pull him into our range. He should be easily killed off from here. And so you can see, even with a triple fight, we got through that quite easily. I probably lost in total, put those 2 together, probably lost one set. But against a triple fight, against the chief, at the end of gate 3, that's very acceptable losses to me. And one of the other things I do notice too is if you do negotiate at any time and need to spend diamonds, most cases one of these chests, you know, you might spend 25 diamonds, one of these chests normally will give you 20 back. So, and then when you open this gate, quite often you'll get diamonds here as well. So you recover the diamonds you spent along the way. So only if you spend, you know, 75, 100 diamonds on one, which I'd never do because I just back out and restart it. That's the only one there. Now I haven't done any negotiating here today. So I think most of you are pretty good at negotiating anyway. So my enhancement's gone there. Now you can see over here, I did have a priest enhancer in mage multiplier, but I don't have the archer, which is why the manual fights were so much more effective with the archer, because I could move in, back away. I hope this all makes sense to you. What I might do is just, I don't have the timings to waste on opening that next gate for you, so instead let's just have a look over here. I don't think it's worked the same way with negotiations, do they? No, this is catering, so it's automatic. Alright, so negotiating is only on the spire. Sorry, I didn't get to show you that, but I did do one example yesterday, or 2. Anyway, that's it for me for now. Hope you enjoy this video. And I hope you start to learn a bit more about your troops. I know some of you don't have all of them, but if you've got your academy and everything up running, you should not have any problems as long as you've got the 3. So here's more freebies in amongst these. There's some sorcerers in amongst those. Here we've got some frogs. So the only ones of these I build are those that give me stuff that I desperately need, which is soldiers. I'll build anything that's going to give me soldiers. And the other thing I go look for is either seeds or what do you call that stuff, the blue stuff. Anyway, that's it for now. Been fun. Catch you all later. Bye.